Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Let me turn you to a host. So if someone will want to join in, I will not need to deal with that.
Okay.
Let's see. And I think you just need to give me permission to share, maybe. Share screen if needed. Can you
How
see
do
it?
I do
You click on the share. Maybe it's given. Actually, I think it's given the ability to share. Let me see. Um, it's good.
am I recording or are you?
Can you see screen?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, so good. So we are basically good to go, and we are also recording, so we can turn it to be able to watch.
Is it recording on my end or your end?
It's recording on my end.
Okay, cool. Great.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's start.
Great. So it's good to finally see you again, Yoda, and I'm really eager and interested to hear about the new project and see what you're up to. I was hoping we could start with an introduction. My name is Amber. I'm a LP with Admin Foundation and involved in various DeFi projects here in Asia. And how about you, Yoda? Let's go.
Yeah, sure. So I will talk about myself a little bit and then explain what is it that we're working on. So I'm basically originally from Israel. I serial entrepreneur. I built 5 company. I made 3 exits. Every time I build something, it's completely by mistake. I kind of try to solve my own issue or my own problem, and suddenly it's become to be a startup in that way or another. And right now, we are kind of into solving a specific issue that I think is painful for everybody. And that's why I basically established an organization around it called Adam Foundation. Um, Let me dive into it and give some color about what's going on, and then we can dive into the project as well. So Adam Foundation dealing with one thing and one thing only, which is solving liquidity. That's the purpose of that organization. Now, if you're thinking about liquidity in the form, like let's say the blockchain, like the internet, right? So the internet, exactly like the blockchain without liquidity cannot work either. And there is a lot of inefficiency when it comes to liquidity in many space, especially in the blockchain still, real estate space, right? Or the insurance space, even the crypto market space, which is the most efficient space in the blockchain, it still don't have the best performance or the best liquidity ever. And I will give you an example. Let's say you have Ethereum, you have ETH, and you want to move to BNB. Right, you need to do 4 or 5 clicks just to move from one side to another. You need to have BNB in your wallet in order to pay the Binance Smart Chain fees, but you don't have a BNB because you want to buy BNB, and you cannot buy BNB because you don't have a BNB. I mean, it's become to be like catch-22, like chicken and eggs here. And then you have a Bitcoin, and you want to have Ethereum, and you want to move from one side to another, so you end up with swap Bitcoin or wrap Ethereum, and then you have a sidechain and line chain, and you have a validator. You have everything except what you really want, right? And that's very scary because you only need 1% to hack to some oracle, change the value of the Bitcoin from whatever it is to whatever it's not, and then it will scoop all those Bitcoin, and everybody will be left with wrap nothing. You only need, a small village in China or North Korea attack in order to take over the validator, because it's a power of money. It's like voting rights, right? We have more money, and everything go bye-bye under the water. So what I'm trying to say is that every time you have big money with human being, with people, it's bad combination. It doesn't work well in some way or another eventually. And what we try to do, not only that we try to solve liquidity issues, we also try to do that in a way that there is no human being involved, no code that need to be operated by some person or group of persons, right? So it have to be trustless machine that everybody can basically enjoy from without be in position that they may lose their money. That's one thing. Another thing is important to understand is that we don't want to take all the liquidity solution that we create and put it under one roof. Like think about Binance, right? You come to Binance, you have feature and feature and feature and feature for that and feature for trading and features for swapping. Yes, everything is about trading, a lot of features, right? So they're still focusing on trading, but with so many features out there that you need to have a section called Academy just to educate yourself, right? And what we try to do, we try, instead of build everything under one roof, we try to separate that to standalone website or standalone project. So whoever need liquidity solving for one to be busy or involved or being disrupt with other stuff that do not relevant to him. In other words, think about it like Yahoo, a lot of moving parts, very one thing to do, very simple, right? Everybody know what to do. And this is our approach. We need to build stuff in a way that when they're being presented, there will be like one click in, one click out. That's the model, right? So about ourselves, we're working in the industry since 2017. We start the company by solving solutions for real estate. As you know, there is a lot of issue in the real estate industry, tokenization, right? People do not really have that solved yet. And we basically created the first decentralized REIT that will act as an umbrella above all the tokenization. So we are the one that buying it, but on the other side, we're issuing two stuff as liquidity. One is for the NASDAQ to kind of accredited, sophisticated institution, and one for the crypto market. But we did it in a new way that there is no security. So everybody can come and involve in that, even though it's basically in the backdoor security. So bottom line, it's like taking the real estate industry and have security without liquidity, and taking the crypto market, which have liquidity without security, and build like a hybrid, right? So that's where we started, and we've been involved with the top people in the world that help us out, like the previous chairman of the SEC, Nobel Prize winner, vice chairman of the NASDAQ, founder of Visa, chief economist. So great people that help us out in order to find our way and build those solutions. And then we move on and we purchase an entity called, it's not an entity, it's a project called BSC Swap, which was the first AMM project on the Binance Smart Chain. And we purchased that with all the community and everything. And right now we turning it to be like an umbrella for entire DeFi system. So it's not longer going to be an AMM, it's going to be like a place that everybody can come and by click of a button, they can create their own token, but a token with a built-in DeFi in it, which means you don't need to stake it. The API will come to you, to your wallet, without staking it. You will see the wallet and the number changing without doing anything, right? So you can see it stake every block. Or it will be a place that you can, for one place, you can basically swap to Uniswap and PancakeSwap, and you can do swap with all the MM around the world for one place, but you can reimburse with the gas and the fees. And also it will be a place that you can open by one click pools on all the AMM in the world, right? So it's kind of a place that instead of a project to go and build a farm just for a glass of milk, we'll provide that for them. They will have a staking contract and farming contract, but not for us, for them. There is no AMM in the world that building tools for you. Everybody builds for themselves, right? To empower their own token. We will build in a way that every project can come and utilize it, right? And another thing that we are working on is basically the SmartSwap. And the SmartSwap, let me switch to here. The SmartSwap is basically first of its kind solution that we start to work on it on 2017. We spent a lot of time and money in order to build it. And I know that today everything that's called swap, it's the same, right? Swap that, swap that, swap that. Everything starts from food, now it's not food. And it's funny because we basically started the SmartSwap in 2017 before there was a DeFi even involved. But we couldn't launch that yet because there was no problem to solve. We kind of predict the problem, but there was no problem to solve, so it was too early. But I mean, we couldn't say to people, we're about to solve you liquidity issue and slippage issue because nobody in the world knew what slippage is yet, right? So we had to wait to the right moment, which is right now. Now everybody understands that there is an issue, there is a problem with liquidity, there is a problem with slippage, there is a problem with a lot of stuff. And that's the right moment in order to step in with this project that we have under our wings for a very long time. So let me explain you what it is, because it's blowing mind the moment that you understand it. The SmartSwap is not AMM whatsoever. There is no AMM here. It's absolutely something else. And I will start by saying that the language that we speak here is different, right? We do not talk the same language like everybody else. We do not say, take one Bitcoin, give me BNB, take it, give me BNB, or it. It's not that language. And the reason that we don't speak that language like any peer-to-peer or centralized exchange is because we believe to speak that language. I mean, when mass adoption will take place, nobody going to come to Amazon and say, how much this TV cost? And the answer will be 0.78. Oh, sorry, 0.69, because it has been changed. No, everybody going to, which is dollar and yen and euro. That's the language, right? And because of that, we are speaking that language from day one. So pay attention that when you say that you want to swap $100, we don't even ask you what's the face value of to decide how much your token worth. We're actually asking the world, people trading that token right here, right now in many, many exchanges. So we try to understand from them how much they think that the face value is. What is the average market for that token in the world? And same thing on the other side. When you're asking to receive $100 for your BNB, pay attention that you do not have the ability to edit how much you want in return. It's another thing that do not exist today. What that means is that there is no possibility for you to ask 99 or 101. You have to receive exactly 100 against 100 because there is no slippage available. So there is no possibility to gain or to lose, right? And what's happening when you're swapping, let me show you, when I'm swapping a token from one side to another, what's happening is that I don't need to have BNB in my wallet in order to pay the Binance Smart Chain fee. I actually pay that with the ETH. And what we build basically supports right now with BNB to ETH to BNB, ETH to BP20, BP20 to BNB, also BPP to BP20 to BP20, and ERC20 to ERC20. And in a few weeks' time, we will add ability to swap between first of its time BTC, which is there is no contract on smart contract on BTC. So we build something new, which is not atomic swap. We build a new way that we can swap from BTC to Ethereum and BNB by one click, and there is no time. You can make a swap and go to sleep. There is no time matter like with atomic swap. I don't know how to explain how miracle it is, because today, before even the market become to be big, people trading billions of dollars between all those places, right? All those chains, and they don't really receive what they're looking for. So as you can see, we're swapping from one side. The moment that it will move to the other side, I will click and show you the transaction. And one thing to understand is that not only that it's slippage free, we actually reimburse the user 100% for the gas and the fees. So the idea is that we didn't want user to pay whatsoever anything, right? There will be a cost to gas for Ethereum, there will be cost for BNB, and obviously we're charging 0.3%, but we reimburse for the gas and for the 0.3%. Now, another thing to understand is the liquidity. Remember what we do? We're solving liquidity. That's the big thing here, right? So let's talk about the liquidity, because that's the most important part of everything that we're doing. When you're looking on Uniswap today and all the Uniswap alike, you need to understand that they are not going to survive. And the reason is because they are not scalable. What I mean by that is that right now they're only serving a few billions of dollars, so it's small change. But they cannot really serve the human being, the entire world, because then there is a slippage with the pool. You need to park almost the entire money in the world just to remove the slippage for the entire world. First, I don't know how much money will be left if all the money will be in, right? But second, my mother or my grandmother do not going to park anything. Maybe they're going to park their car, but they're not going to park any tokens, right? So it doesn't make sense that most of the people, they're not traders, nobody go to the NASDAQ. Most of the human beings do not go to the NASDAQ in order to swap or to do anything. If you want to go to Dubai and you need dinar, you're swapping it in your bank swapping it eventually in the NASDAQ or other exchanges, but it's not bother you with all those stuff, right? It's behind the scene. And the point is that the human being is not going to play on Binance or Uniswap when they need to move from one token like USD to Euro when everything will be digital, or even Amazon token to Walmart token. Nobody going to go to exchanges for Uniswap with slippage, right? And let me show you here the transactions, because I say I will show you. So you can see that I swapped it, right, from my wallet, right? This is my wallet that I tested with, right, A80. And then I received BNB to my wallet, same wallet, A80, right? So nothing between. I didn't have to pay gas. I didn't have to click claim. I didn't have to provide anything beside one click and we're done, right? Easy as that, simple. Obviously, right now it's running on the testnet. So I'm just going to say to people that if you're testing it and there is an issue on the Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum's chain, it's their problem, not our problem. We are basically, the contract is working perfectly, but sometimes the chain, the validator or the testnet, there is no people that moving the testnet sometimes, so it can be slowly or faster. But when it's go live on the mainnet, it will be super faster than what I just showed you right now. It will be super faster than that. Right now, it's considered slow compared to what it's supposed to be. Okay. Now, so we talked about this, the liquidity, that there is an issue in the world, right? So let's talk about how we solve that, because the SmartSwap designed to be bigger than the entire DeFi industry combined from day one. All of them. We will be bigger than all of them from day one, and I will explain you why. Because the way that it works, I will give you an example. Imagine you have two pools, ETH and BNB, right? Let's simplify that even. $1 million and $1 million, right? Now, what will happen when somebody will want to swap $500,000 of ETH to BNB? It will come to the ETH pool and it will add $500,000, and then the other pool will give him $500,000, right? So from 1 to 1 million, it will become 1.5 and a half, right? Because the pool change ratio, right? So what will happen every time the pool change ratio from 50-50 to 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, the SmartSwap trigger what is called flash swap, right? It's not flash loan with something that we created a long time ago called flash swap. And the flash swap is basically go to centralized exchange like Binance, for example, and it said to those centralized exchange, take $500,000 of asset B, return to me $500,000 of asset A. So every time the pool change ratio provider that rebalancing the pool, because there is a spread for them to pick up. Because when we showing to the user the prices, we pick up the average market, right? CoinGecko. But when you are in an exchange, you have better, so you have incentive to pick up and fix those ratio because you enjoy from spread. Now, what that means is that we have unlimited liquidity. Somebody can come with a big check, it doesn't matter. If the pool has been changed, it need to park billions and zillions. We have access to unlimited money, and when it's gone, we can recycle it again and again. It's like fountain, right? It's unlimited. And what I say by that is that, in other words, we've been able to decentralize exchanges. We've been able to even decentralize the OTC industry. Imagine yourself that you're a big player with $100 million or $10 million, and you don't want to do KYC, you don't want to do ML, you don't want to park your money, you definitely don't want to wire to some hot wallet, you don't want to even to identify, you want to stay anonymous, right? Why the heck you need to go to Binance and park and do order book and then a second notification and with OTC to fill all the information about who you are, where you got the money from? You don't need all that. You can come to the SmartSwap. You push your order from your wallet. It's a closed system. So whatever money comes from your wallet has to come back to your wallet. There is no other way around. It's a closed system. And because of that, you basically can have the OTC industry rebalancing the pool, or the centralized exchange rebalancing the pool. So you can swap unlimited money. You can swap $100 million. And basically, even if some of them will be pending for 2 minutes and your original token has been changed price, let's say you push $100 million, $50 million of that's been swapped, but the other 50 is pending for 2 minutes until the pool will be rebalanced. So if your token increase value in the market, let's say whatever it is, let's say the market increased by 2%, right? So you're no longer going to receive $50 million. You're going to receive $50 million plus the 2%, because at the time of the swap, that's what is important. You get the same face value at the time of the swap. So you don't need to you don't need to cancel your order and redo it. You can actually send an order and go to sleep, and whatever is in the market you will get. Or you can have a limit. You can say, give me whatever the market is, but no less than $100 million. So if it go higher, give me higher. If not, wait until it's 100. So it's kind of a system that let you to remove from yourself all the headache and the hustle that come to OTC and centralized exchange. Does that make sense? So that's the idea of the SmartSwap. And another thing about the SmartSwap is the smart bridge. And that's very cool because the smart bridge is like it's kind of equivalent to the world of today, like Visa, right? So what is a smart bridge? You need to understand that today there is a lot of blockchain, but tomorrow there will be even more. Today there is a good blockchain, there is a great blockchain, there is some super duper blockchain. Tomorrow it's never going to end. Everybody going to fork from each other, and they're going to, like a nuclear race between countries, right? Eventually everybody try to scale and be better. But think about the user. Why the heck me as a project, I need to open myself on so many blockchain just because there is different user around the world? Why do I need the one on Ethereum, one on Tezos, one on Binance Smart Chain, one on Cardano? Why do I need all that? And think about the user. Why do the user need to have a trust wallet when you want to go to play with DApp on Binance Smart Chain? You need to click on the trust wallet. You need to go to swap his token from whatever it is to something else. You need to pay slippage or fees. Then you need to load his wallet, and then you need to play. And after you finish, you need to reverse the process. I mean, it doesn't make sense. When you go to Dubai, you do not generating new visa, but just because you're going to pay with dinar. You're going to pay with dinar over there, and you're going to be charged by when you're back home with yen or dollar, right? Nobody bother you what's going on behind the scene. So what is the smart bridge? The smart bridge is basically a SmartSwap inside of a wallet. Now, we are not going to, we are focusing on building a solution for liquidity, but there is a wallet out there that we can implement that smart bridge into them. So what that means, if you have a wallet with a smart bridge in it, you can hold Tezos or BNB or ETH or BTC, whatever you want as a holding, right? And then what happens when you go to pay, or you go to Dubai to pay dinar with your digital wallet, you will pay for them whatever they need, but you will be charged with your original token that you already have in your wallet. So you don't need to swap anything, you don't need to trade anything, you don't need to exchange anything. The smart bridge will do it for you. And every time you do that, you even reimbursed with the gas and the fees with the smart back to your wallet. Does that make sense? So it's kind of, if the best way I can explain what is the SmartSwap, it will be to say to you, it's like a PayPal. Think about PayPal. PayPal is not a bank. Maybe today they have bank license, but originally they're not a bank. They're a layer on top of your bank. They can move money in and out by one click to cell phone, one click to email, right? So they simplify the way that you're engaging with your bank. You're even willing to pay PayPal a little bit more just for that simplicity, right? And SmartSwap is the same thing. Why do you need to go to Binance? You can have Binance and OKX and OBI and all the liquidity in the world. And no, why do you need even to come here? If you have a wallet, you have here behind the scene, you don't need anything. It's like something that's saving your life from dealing with anything that it's complex. And digital wallet, like my mother or my grandmother, everybody eventually going to have a digital wallet because eventually everything will be digital. They do not going to come to any CeFi or Uniswap or Binance to do anything. They're just going to use. They're going to take the phone, right? Somehow the wallet will be in the phone. They're going to do like that, like you do today with Apple. And somehow it's been, instead of charging the bank account, we will charge the digital money that they have. And that's what the SmartSwap and the bridge, smart bridge is doing. It's taking the industry from today, from kindergarten, all the way to the level of university, right? And another thing is that even though we created that back then and we filed patent on anything that we're doing in order to prevent from bad acting and the bank and everybody to abuse what we're doing, we basically build it in a way that we're giving it for free. What I mean by that is that every person or project can have a SmartSwap for free, license free. We're not charging anything. You want your own SmartSwap, you want to call it something else, you want different design, sure, you can have your own thing, and basically you can change everything here. And even if you have a token, your token will be first in the line to be appear here. And the idea is that you can even charge whatever you want. We're charging 0.3% and reimburse the user with the 0.3%. By the way, it doesn't.
How are you doing it for free if it's all the fees?
So I will explain you how we do that. So first, when we charge you 0.3%, it goes to the public. It doesn't go to the LP because the LP will have much more money to make from the spread that I mentioned. So they will make far more money than LP in Uniswap, right? And the way that we do it for free is because when you come to Uniswap and you're swapping, it's your wallet and Uniswap, and you pay $30, $50, $40, whatever plus, and you're swapping, we have multiplied people that swapping, and basically it's different costs. It's like, think about it, a car versus a carpool, like a bus. I mean, if I'm doing per block transaction, I only need more than one person in order to make it profitable for us. And the money that we generate is go back again to burn token, smart token from the market. So basically, by me giving you reimbursement for your fee for the gas, if I have more than one person, two people, four people, 10 people that's swapping on the same block, we basically, instead of $30, making $300, right? And that's go to reimburse the people, and then we burning it with the smart token. So the smart token, in average, always we're going to have above what is given you. If that makes sense. Now, it's important to understand that a lot of projects like Uniswap have a token, but there is no need for the token. I mean, there is nothing there. It's just token for token, right? There is no floor. There is no ceiling. It go up and down based on speculation. Here, it's different. Here, every time someone's swapping, they earn smart token from the market. It's like, imagine to yourself that Uber, right? Imagine yourself that Uber said to you today, I do not accept credit card anymore. Only Uber token, right? Now, it doesn't matter if the token worth $1 or 1 cent. What you understand that for every transaction that people driving, some of the money will burn Uber token from the market. So you understand from the economic point of view that the token cannot go down forever. It has something that always push them up because people still need to use it.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that we do not try to create solutions for a problem that do not exist. As we speak right now, people trading billions of dollars between cost chain and between the token with slippage. And you need to understand that even before there is mass adoption, right here, right now in our industry, there is a big group of people that they are not a trader, they are holders. And they do not want to lose when they're swapping $1 million from asset A or $100 from asset B. They don't want to lose. They just want to move from A to B. And they don't want to lose between any kind of slippage or order book or volatility. They don't want it. They just want to move from side to side. And the point is that, like, think about like Airbnb, right? When Airbnb come to the market to his investor and say, I want to create something that will help people to rent. It sounds crazy, but what they did, they show Craigslist. Craigslist is a website, right, that was exist for a very long time. And they show, you see, people right now, as we speak, on Craigslist, renting from each other houses for a very long time, but they don't have a nice place, a nice marketplace to do that. What I'm telling you, we are not creating here a market. The market is here. People trading, people just need a better way to do that because right now they're suffering. They do not get the coin that they want. They end up with paying fees. They end up with paying gas. They end up with paying slippage or volatility. It's nobody going to believe 2 or 3 years from now that people used to do that because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like every time you're moving, with your Visa to dinar to pay, $1, you've been charged 20 cents or 30 cents out of that just because you pay with dollar. It's absolutely nuts, right? A lot of money go to the garbage because of that, and that's not even say about the hustle and the risk around it. So the idea of the SmartSwap is basically to change the entire industry, but we do not want to take down the CeFi industry, right? People still need to trade. We just want adapter. We want them to engage with Binance and all other players without even know that they're engaging with them. They don't need to know that they're engaging with them. So we kind of empowering and decentralizing the entire CeFi and OTC. OTC is a big market, but it's centralized. We can decentralize the OTC market. A lot of people want privacy. They don't want to say who they are, where they get their money for, what they're going to do. Nobody like it. Nobody like to that everybody asks too many questions about what they do, how they do. So people want to stay anonymous, and that's fine. We respect that, and that's the purpose of the blockchain, the freedom, right? So that's what we're creating here. And our approach, by the way, like I said, with the license, the reason that we give the license for free is because we believe that if someone has his own license, and he's bringing 10,000 users, and somebody else bring 10,000 users, and another somebody bring 10,000 users. Eventually, as a long tail, the liquidity and the traffic to the SmartSwap from all those license will be bigger than average exchange traffic. So very fast, it will be very big than a lot of other stuff in the market. And so if you're a project and you will have your own SmartSwap, even if you have small group of community, you basically have tons of community that see your token and can enjoy from swapping it. It's like a free listing. We don't charge for listing, by the way. Everybody in the world charges for listing. I don't think it's fair.
Wow.
I don't
So
think
no
it's fair at
listing
all
fee,
that
no
somebody
swap
charges.
fee.
No, you don't even need to list. If you're on CoinGecko, you're here automatically, right? You don't need to list. It's free. Everything is free. We don't believe in all those stuff that make layer on top of layer on top of layer, make people life miserable, right? So everything needs to be very simple, very free, very open, and very scalable. Make sense?
Yeah, I like it. I think you pointed definitely on a lot of, pain points that everyone's feeling, so they can definitely relate to that. So yeah, maybe I'll just start with some more direct questions, and we can go from there. So I'm wondering, like, how are you going to ensure that SmartSwap receives enough attention, as the foundation has so many other projects? Like I saw there are quite a few in the works as well.
So absolutely. So the way that we're building stuff, the Atom Foundation as development, and every project have its own team for marketing. I don't deal with marketing. Every project have its own team. That being said, think about it. What's a project really need? Project need a good tech and exposure as a marketing, exposure to as many people as possible. Now, our approach is not to take each project like a company, right? Our approach, it's like a company that have a lot of product, right? It's product. It's like you have a lot of company that have many product, right? And you have product manager. That fact that I put it in different website with different domain, it doesn't make it its own company. Because I will give you an example. We have few exchanges that want to take the SmartSwap and other projects that we have built in inside of their centralized exchange. So from day one, right, the SmartSwap will have a traffic equal to the traffic that, and one of those exchanges, by the way, is in Asia, is one of the biggest in Asia. So I'm supposed to get tomorrow the contract to sign on it. So then I will be able to say the name. And they're going to take the SmartSwap into the exchange. And why they want to do that? They want to do that because they don't have a straight line between it to BNB, right? And a lot of other exchanges do not have it too. They have it to wrap that, to wrap that. So it's not really a straight line when it's come to welcome projects. So if I'm a BP20 and I want to come to the exchange and place my project in that exchange that all the time used to be ERC20, maybe I will not come and pay them the fee to list my project because they don't have a lot of BNB users. But if they will have a tool like that built in inside of the project, it will help them to bring more user in, or at least keep them from going out. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that think about centralized exchanges like a casino for a second. They don't want you out. They want to give you entertainment and food and whatever you want, they want to give you, so you will stay in. They don't want you to go anywhere. And today, a lot of people leaving your exchange, to go to to DeFi. Why not to bring the DeFi to you, right? And why as exchange you're not making money out of that? So what I'm trying to say, why the heck I need to build a Walmart, right? If there is already Walmart out there, and all I need to do is take our product and put it in the shelf. If I will put it on help the centralized exchanges, they will make money out of that, right? Their user will be happy. And I don't need really to deal with the hassle of the entire heavy lifting. So all we need to do is focus in on building good tech.
Is there interoperability between the projects as well? Or is there interoperability between the projects as well? Do they all kind of work together?
All the projects are connected. I will show you example. All the projects are connected. So let me switch for that. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of something that we're trying to be the DeFi layer that I told you about, right? The umbrella. So when somebody wants to come over here and choose Uniswap and you want to swap Uniswap, imagine yourself that this page will be built inside of centralized exchanges, right? So instead of someone go to Uniswap or SushiSwap or PancakeSwap, you can have everything from centralized exchange. Now, when it's going to swap, it's going to see the slippage, correct? you're going to see you're going to give X, you're going to get Y, right? Imagine yourself that when he's doing that, he's going to say, do you want to get X and Y from this AMM, or do you want slippage free from SmartSwap, right? So everything is connected. This is a token that we create for ourselves, that you don't really need to have DeFi, APY by staking it. The staking come to you, to your wallet. So we allow to people by click of a button to create their own token for free. Or think about staking, or LP staking, or farming, or burning, or forging, or think about welcome bonus, or IDO, or PDO, or lunch pool, or fair lunch. All those stuff are solutions that basically we're giving to other partners to help, right? So we are not here in order just to serve ourselves. We are first and foremost to serve all other projects and the CeFi industry, because we believe that if we will be umbrella, eventually it will benefit back the entire project that we're doing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I will show you just for, where was it? Okay. So you see here, I will give you an example. So you see here the IDO. Right? So a lot of people, but IDO is like ICO, IEO, right? It's just on DEX. But there is a lot of problem today with the IDO system because regulation in some countries that is becoming problematic. And also there is a problem with the fact that when you're raising money, you don't know if the project is real or not, right? There is what's going on? Is it a real project? Is it a scammer? Maybe you're going to lose your money. So the way that we created our structure is that when you basically engaging with us, I will show you example, a few stuff. When you're doing launch pool, for example, with our solution, is that 100% go to the pool. But guess what? You can choose any pool in the world. You don't have to be forced to any pool. You can basically choose which pool in the world you want to place your AMM on, right? So it's up to you to decide where exactly you want to open the pool. A second, we'll show you. Okay, so you can choose the pool, right, when you want to do that, and 100% go to the pool, but the LP do not go to the project immediately. You need to wait until you use them the APY first, so there will be no rug pulling. Or think about fair launch. Fair launch is a concept that if you want to use it, 100% of the supply is for sale. Whatever is not sell, get burned. Whatever money you reach out from selling have to go to the pool, and the LP from the pool have to get burned. So there is no open site. And that's a solution for even regulation. So you can basically run a fair launch in United States, and it's not considered security, right? You don't need to comply because there is no security here by this model. I will give you another example. This is the most important one because it's relevant to the SmartSwap as well. PDO, right? The PDO is not initial, it's post offering. What I mean by that, there is a lot of projects out there. I think there is thousands, like 5, 6, 7,000 projects out there. Basically, they're not really big yet. They kind of try to be big, right? So the launch, they maybe have pools, they maybe have centralized exchange, but they didn't yet make it. So the idea is that the pool, the team of those projects have tokens, right? Now, if they need money to pay salary or development or push the marketing, they cannot take those tokens to the pool and dump it because they will crush their own token. They cannot use the LP to pull money from the pool because that will be considered exit scam. They cannot take the token and trash it into centralized exchange because they will block the market making and disrupt the entire economy that they have. So what I'm saying here, nobody helped them and they can die. So the PDO is for them. So the idea of the PDO is that when you come along as a team and you're selling your token, first, nobody care what type of white paper you have, right? Because the existing project. Second, maybe even your own user will buy it. And when they're buying it, it's going to be for period of holding, right? Few months, few days, few years, whatever you decide with them, right? So what I mean by that is that nobody going to buy and they after going to dump, like in IO, ICO, and all those concepts, right? There is no immediately dump. There will be a holding. So not only that you're selling your token and it will be under holding, but your token will be split between what you need to the pool, and it will go to wherever your pool it is, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, whatever it is, it will go over there. And you know what happens when you're pushing token to the pool and you do not take tokens out or do not take LP? The value of the token going up because you're doing basically only contribution without redemption, right? So what I mean by that is that we can help existing projects to sell the token, increasing the token in the market, right, by contributing more money to the market, and nobody else going to dump overnight. So all those solutions that you see over here, they're serving not just other projects, but also SmartSwap is part of them and help them. And we are ourselves going to use the PDO in our model, which we will talk shortly about it. I will explain to you how we utilize that.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that going into detail. I think let's kind of jump back to SmartSwap. And you did mention Uniswap. So I'm wondering, how do you feel, what are the long-term advantages of SmartSwap over existing products like Uniswap? And some of the features are the same, but of course, long-term wise, what is the goal?
So obviously, when it's come, and we'll change here. Obviously, SmartSwap is not an AMM, so it's not here to play the slippage game. It's basically designed to be something else. And not only that you have a slippage free and you have a cost chain between all the blockchain out there, including those that do not have smart contract, it's basically doing it in a way that it's secure. What that means secure, the way that we build a contract is that if you push money in with your wallet and somebody open the contract, even if I will give them the entire token in the world as a voting to vote, it cannot take that money out. Even if the entire community will vote, it's impossible to take this token. Somebody needs to deposit equal amount of token, so it will be equal because there's no slippage. The protocol, the way that it works, have to be equal. And only when it's the same face value with the exact token that you ask for, only then somebody can take your token, not other way around. And therefore, it's and there is no cost, there is no slippage, and there is scalability to unlimited liquidity, right? So this is something that you cannot really compare to any DeFi in the world today because it's bigger than all of them combined.
Interesting. Sounds cool. Can you explain more about the smart coin and why would someone want to hold it and what's stopping people from smelling the smart that is given to reimburse their gas?
So every time we reimburse for the gas, basically to the system, but potentially even more. So the smart basically have a lot of income coming in from any direction. That's not the only way that from the swap, the smart generating a lot of type of income from any direction. All the money that we generate, go to in order to burn token from the market. So it's not like you're holding a token like Uniswap and you hope that you will go up. Here, every time people smart bridge or anything, it's basically eventually go up because money coming in. I will give you an example. Uniswap generating how much? $3 million a day fees? Something like that, right? LPs, right? Imagine yourself that these $2-3 million every day being used in order to burn. What will happen to the Uni token if every day you're burning with Uni with $3 million?
What's going to happen
to
it?
You're using that money to buy Uni. Imagine yourself that every day you take $3 million from the fees, from the Uni, buy Uni and burn them. What will happen to the Uni token? It will go up because people understand that people trading every day, all day long, and therefore there is something that pushing the token up. It's not speculation anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sense?
Yeah,
so that's how the smart works.
Interesting. I'm just wondering, the current initial market cap is listed at 24 to 25 million currently at the 0.02 calculation. How does SmartSwap justify such a high, large market cap from the launch?
So let's talk about it for a second. Let me share that offering that we are offering here to people to understand what you said. Okay. So this is what we are running. We're running a pre-sale, right? And we are basically have 200 million at 1 cent, right? That's the purchase price. And whoever buys 413.5% APY for 90 days. So in other words, it's like days you double the amount of your token. So instead of 1 cent, it becomes to be, and then the listing price is 2 cents, right? So
Yeah.
whoever invests in the pre-sale, it's equal like 4x right on the door, right? 75% that we have. And this is the money that we raise, and it's mostly going to be used in order to help the project to kick off, marketing, listing, whatever, right? Now, let's see what we have here. What we have here is 200, right? We have 200. And we're talking about $4 million cap, right? That's what we have here, $4 million cap. So far, you following? Okay. Now, do you see here the PDO? So this is the entire supply that will be left will go to the PDO. Whatever is not sold, get burned, right? So the PDO is basically 100% go to the pool, which means we cannot touch it because then it will be security. So it's essentially go 100% to the pool. So it's not different than a project that doing API, right? APY and doing mining liquidity. The only difference here is that we design the entire tokenomic in different way. Instead of do a sell with small check, $25,000 check, and then hoping that people will have incentive to help to the project and not dump, which is not true. Even if you have vesting, people still dumping. You only need few percentage, like 5-10%, and the token still going down.
Yeah.
In that way. Here, this group is locked for 90 days. And then after this group will finish, then we will start the PDO. So the PDO come after the pre-sale. So what that telling you? That telling you that when those go for 90 days, so when those guys will be released to engage with the tokens, those guys will still going to be locked, right? There will be no panic if one of those guys dump because everybody else are locked. And when this group is going to engage with the token, the big group for 1 year will going to be locked. And hopefully after 1 year, there will be price discovery, there will be healthy market making, a lot of liquidity, a healthy project. So when this group going to be unlocked, there will not be a dumper per se, there will be a variety of whatever other healthy project should be. So it's like a small pod, it's the small group leveraged by the medium group that being leveraged by the bigger group.
And how long is the term in between each?
So when we will start the 90 days, right, we will start the PDO at least a week or two after the pre-sale will over. So when those going to be open, we don't want the PDO and the pre-sale together. We want to have a gap between them. So there will be no pressure or dampers or panic attack, right? Like you have in any token. And the way that you see that all those tokens that we have over here, they not belong to us. They belong to the public, everything. So if the public will actually put money in it, because right now we only sell 200,000, sorry, 200 million, right? So it's 4 million cap, 4 million only. But if the public, imagine that the public invests zero in the PDO, burn, right? There will be no token, there will be burn. But if the public will invest, then real money will come in. So you don't need to say how you justify cap, because if the public put money in, the public is the one that justify the cap, not me. Now pay attention here that there is no team. You see?
Yeah, I don't see it.
There is no token for the team. There is no treasury. You see that? No treasury.
Oh wow.
No team. There is no such kind of thing, team tokens. If I want a token as a founder or our team wants a token, we need to pay and buy it. We need to use other token that we have or equity from the company in order to use it as a way of payment and to go to the router and change something with the same face value. Nothing is for free, not even to the founders. Now, all my tokens for different projects, they locked, some of them for 10 years, some of them to 2 years, some of them to 1 year. So the router is not even for me. The router is for every user that have a tokens in our community, in our portfolio. If you have a token for different projects and it costs $1, you can come with this token to the router and say, take this token, give me Smart, or take Smart, give me Degen. You
can you move it over so we can see the amount in the router? It's a
Sir, the amount?
Your image is there.
It's showing or not?
No.
So the amount in the router is less than 20%.
Okay.
And that belongs to the public still. It's not belong to us. So if I want to enjoy from that router, I need to buy those tokens and some other provider, a team member, right? So what I'm telling you here is that the pre-sale group come first, then the PDO come later, and the team come last. It's in reverse, right? And the cap market is not me to detriment, it's the public by put real money. Now,
Interesting.
let me
Interesting.
tell you another thing very amazing. Every time you do initial offering, you
Yeah.
finish the initial offering and then you do listing, right? You don't do the same because it doesn't make sense that someone will buy in secondary market if you sell it for discount on initial offering, right?
Yeah, of course.
So here, it doesn't work like that. Here it works simultaneously. You can run a PDO at the same time that you're running basically the secondary market. And the reason is because when you go to buy from the PDO, it doesn't have a hard number like in the pre-sale. It's picking the number. Sorry, it's picking the number of the token from the pool. So if we're starting the token for 2 cents, it will offer 2 cents. If the token increased to 5, it will offer 5. If it increased to $1, it will offer $1. So if it decreased to 80 cents, it's offering 80 cents. So it's followed by the pool and it's offering whatever is in the market right now, plus the APY on top of that. So people will go to secondary market to buy from because there is no holding period, and people will come to the PDO to hold because there is the APY. Now, another secret I will tell you: what will happen to a project that have a pool, and for 90 days you only contribute money, but you do not redeem anything because nobody in the world have token to redeem yet? What happened to the price? Right? It go over the roof, right? I can tell you that if people will invest here $1 million, the value of this token will not be 5 cents. It will be it will be $2.
Wow.
$2 it will be, right? And as we speak right now, we have waiting list orders, not just from people that already invest, but also waiting orders for $2.4 million just for the PDO, right? So we're expecting that stuff will be very different than what exists today, right? And again, everything is for the market. We don't have a tokens. We do it in very open way and in very different and unique way.
Interesting. Cool. Looks good. So let's go back to the gas. I'm thinking that, your idea of reimbursing gas is a great concept, but with the fees going higher and higher on Ethereum, how can you sustain this in the long
Actually,
term?
it doesn't matter what the fee will be. Let's say the fee will be $1,000, right? What that mean? If I have 10 people that want to swap between Ethereum to BNB, they will pay us $1,000 each, right? They will pay us $1,000 each, which is basically $10,000. We will reimburse them for token $10,000, but we will pay for the gas, right? Only $100 each because it's 1,000 divided by 10. So if I have more people, right? As much as the people, it doesn't matter what's the amount. The amount can be X, millions, a zillion, billion, doesn't matter. All I need is a lot of people on the same block. And then it's become to be like carpool. We just breaking the cost for everybody.
How you mentioned, Cool. Sounds great. Very exciting. Okay, well, let me see. Where do you see yourself and the projects like in a whole and SmartSwap like a year from now?
So I believe that eventually, government will create their own digital money, and bank will create money on top of that. And we will build that in order to satisfy the community of the blockchain as right now. But it's also been designed from day one in order to be part of the mass adoption. I mean, the real that I see that is that the real people will use it without even knowing, and the bank will utilize it because that's the right tool to use, and it's very safe to use it, and it's also been protected. But on the back door, the crypto industry can enjoy from providing from basically pick up those spreads. So the liquidity provider in the industry, the crypto industry will enjoy from serving the community of the world, right? Without even the community of the world knowing that the small group of people in the crypto industry enjoy from the spread in the market. And by the way, there is a spread between dollar to euro, exactly like you have between tokens. There is spread over there too.
Interesting. So do you see kind of like all of this being a solution to all of the liquidity problems across all central exchanges?
Yeah, so our focus of Atom Foundation is basically to create something that surround around one thing and one thing only, which is liquidity. But all those stuff that surround around it need to work together. We have more projects to launch soon and more to come in the next quarter and after that. And all of them doing the same thing, solving liquidity, but they're working with each other, empowering each other. And again, I'm not here to build something from scratch for marketing point of view. I'm building something, put it on the shelf like a Walmart, take it to centralized exchange, and they already have millions of users in it. We have contracts, right? With those exchanges that coming in the next days.
What are your current pipeline with partnerships with CeFi exchanges or your whitelisted services? What does that look like going forward?
So right now we have contract from few exchanges that want to take the BSwap, the DeFi solution for all the DeFi that I told you. They want to implement that inside of the exchange, so nobody will leave, and people will not need to even have a wallet inside. They will use the inside wallet. And some of the other exchanges want to take the DegenSwap that we have and the SmartSwap that we have, and they want basically to implement that built-in inside of the exchange. So we are totally think that what we do in many ways and solution it makes sense for those exchange in order to use it, because it's keep the user in and bring more user in. It's even make the money. It makes sense. It's not like competition, like, you know, the DeFi is competitor to the CeFi. We are not competitor to anything. We try to basically bridge everything. But definitely the most powerful thing that I can think of is centralized exchanges, or OTC. I mean, we can actually decentralize them and they can still keep running without changing anything.
Interesting, cool. So I think we've had about like an hour chat and a good intro to the project. So I think we can stop here and let you go on to your next interview soon. But thank you so much for all the deep dive. I think it's really exciting. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested in getting involved. When is the pre-sale starting?
We will do announcement once the pre-sale. I can tell you that there were some big investors and VCs that already reach out and use SAFT in order to secure the allocation, and whoever we have a big check, they can reach out to us. But it's the same terms. Whatever the VC receiving is exactly the same terms that every person with $1 will receive when it will come to the pre-sale page, and it will be open, and we will announce when, and we'll provide the link. So it will be basically Tuesday, 12 p.m. UTC. So I will tell you 12 p.m. UTC, Tuesday.
Like
Tuesday.
Tomorrow?
No, the 6th, April
okay.
the 6th. It's my birthday, by the way. So on my birthday, we will launch
How old are you turning?
12.
That's a good day to launch. Okay, great. Yeah. I'll let everyone know. And I think how you're doing it is quite fair. I think anyone who has any kind of who wants to be involved can be involved in any part. So I like that.
Yeah. I never done something to make a buck. So I believe that a good project need to think about the user first and about themselves last. So that's how we build stuff. We really project that we build yet, because it's locked for long term, and I'm not here to do quick stuff.
Cool. I don't think I have the presentation for this SmartSwap, the newest one, so you can send that over to me as well.
Absolutely, I will share. No problem. All right.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Amber.
Okay. I didn't know it was your birthday, but happy early birthday! And I love chatting with you. So let's chat again soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.